Hello, and welcome back to Dark Souls. When we last left off, we had just reached this bonfire here, next to Andre, the blacksmith. And as I said on the last part, the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be heading to the boss of this area, of the Undead Parish. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and reach the boss. I don't know, I should be able to reach the boss within the next, say, half an hour, which is what I'm trying to keep the episodes around in length, about. But I don't know. I might really mess this next area up, because I really hate this next bit. Especially when you're this low level. Now the bell has just rung there, and that gives me an excellent opportunity to explain why the bell has just rung. Basically, this is the Undead Church, and you can see the bell tower just up there, and in fact I think you can actually see the bell just there. It's not fully loaded properly, but I think you can just about see it. That's where we're trying to get to, because that is one of the bells of awakening, as that guy explained to us. And basically, if someone else in their world rings the bell, you will hear it ring in your world. Which doesn't do much gameplay-wise, but I think it's just a nice touch that it tells you that someone else has just rung that bell. Now this guy doesn't respawn, but he's huge, and he does a lot of damage, so watch out. Basically, you just want to circle him, get him behind and get some attacks off, and then back off and get your shield up again. Oh, you cheeky little bastard. Trying to heal there. Now you may have seen, while I was attacking them, occasionally he would stagger. Please drop the Titanite shard. That is because I hit him hard enough to break his poise, which means that he staggers like that and basically becomes vulnerable to another attack. I don't know. I know that if you stagger them by kicking them, it does more damage when you then hit them. I don't know if it does more damage when you hit them if they've staggered through breaking their poise. I imagine it probably does. Now I am walking slowly here. I want to get this item because this is a very, very useful item, the Firekeeper Soul, but I'm walking slowly because that guy who you can see up on that balcony, he's a channeler, and I don't want to attract his attention just now because he will shoot magic at me if I attract his attention. And more importantly, first thing that I want to do is I want to get up these stairs and I want to fight this guy. And that has not started well. Let's quickly get a heal in before he comes down these stairs. At least he should be coming down the stairs. There he is. Right. This guy, he's another Boulder Knight. He can be slightly more tricky than the other ones. When he does this, when he's just got his sword pointed out at you like that, do not attack him. He will parry you, and he will do massive damage. Wait until he stops. Basically, just wait till you get your chance. And fortunately for me, I can hit him hard enough to get into stagger, and I can then just keep wailing on him, and I had enough stamina to do that until he died. Now as for this area, this is the area that I hate. And you will see why in a moment. Basically, I want to run in here and then I want to run back out because these guys are going to start attacking me. But not only that, that channeler, he has just basically buffed them. That is what these that blue sort of smoke is that's showing up next to them. Which means that if they hit me, they do more damage. There's also like 10 of them. And they can very easily swarm you and you end up getting fucked over by them, which makes you feel very embarrassed because they're very basic enemies. I've taken a bit of damage there, but I did take 3 of them out whilst I did that, so I'm not too fussed. Basically, this channeler, he is not going to respawn when I kill him now. Oh, for God's sakes, I did not want to knock him off the ledge. Hopefully, he'll make his way back round. There he is doing his little thing that buffs the enemies. Yeah, he is running back round. Okay, good. Because I don't want to take him on near there, because there are other enemies that will start attacking me if I try and take him on near there. But if I can get to him... Oh my good lord! That did a lot of damage. I better heal up. Right. Now he's not going to respawn, which is good, because that means I'm not going to have to fight her again. Unfortunately, if I go and use a bonfire now, which I plan to do, because I have no Estus flasks left, those hollows are all going to respawn. Now, they're not going to be buffed by the channeler, fair enough, but they're still going to respawn. So I'm still going to have to take them out again, because where I want to be is up at the top of that tower. Now that is that is a shortcut that I've just opened up there, and that shortcut takes us back to this bonfire here. As I said, we will be looping around back to this area quite a bit. So here we are, we're back at Firelink Shrine, and let's rest here, and we get 10 Estus flasks because, as I've said before, this one has been kindled, so we get 10 from that one, and that will allow us to get 10 Estus flasks before this was... Hold on a minute, I'll just cut this out, but just give me a second. And I am back. Okay, sorry about that. I should have cut all that weight out, so you won't have seen any of that anyway. So for you, that would have been instantaneous. But fortunately, I just remembered something that I should have done that would be very helpful, which is if I come over here, I can reinforce Estus Flask. I can use the item that I picked up from that body in the church, the Firekeeper Soul, and that now makes my Estus Flask an Estus Flask +1, which means that when I drink from it, it will heal me for more. So, in the long run, I will use the Estus Flask less, so it's all good. It's all good. Now, the only reason I really wanted to... I mean, I get to use the Firekeeper Soul there, but when I come back up on this lift, even though I'm using the same one I went down, you will see that when I come back up, the other one does go back down. So that works as a shortcut that I can just reuse now. But the main reason I wanted to go back to Firelink was that I now have 10 Estus Flasks to use for this boss that's coming up. It's going to be useful. Unfortunately, these guys have respawned, as I said they would. So I'm just going to have to take this guy out. If I can get in behind him. No, that's not worked. You know what, I could just smash his face in if he leaves himself vulnerable. There we go. Just hit, 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 hit. And now we go back up these stairs and we fight those hollows once again. Luckily, this time they won't be buffed and we won't have to worry about the channeler. But I still have to be careful, so... just going to keep an eye out for when they aggro, and then that's 2, 3, 4. I'm actually going to count how many there are because I've never counted how many there are here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, look at that, there are 10. I used that as an estimate when I was saying before that there was loads of them, but there are actually 10. So yeah, once you've killed them and you're up here, if you just come down here, you will find the large soul of an aimless soldier. Always good to find more souls. And then, don't get stuck behind a chair and a table. You come up this way, there will be another Boulder Knight. One of the ones with the small shield who will parry, so same tactics as before. There's someone else ringing the bell. Fair enough, that'll be us in a minute. Hopefully, with any luck. Because the boss we are about to fight is going to be guarding the bell. So, hopefully I should be able to beat them first time. Because they're not too difficult if you know what you're doing. The first time I fought them, I definitely did struggle quite a bit. Then you realise something that makes the boss very easy as well. But I want to pick up that humanity off that guy in that barrel. I can also break this down and come out here. And this is what the mystery key that we picked up in what would have been the last part. That's what this opens.
Oh, still human, are you? Then I am in luck. Could you help me? As you can see, I am stuck without recourse.
So this is Knight Lautrec, and if we use the mystery key, we can let him out. And then we can speak to him.
Thank you. Yes. Sincerely. I am Knight Lautrec.
Lautrec rather than Lautrec.
And I guarantee a reward. Only later.
Okay, so he's going to give us our reward later.
Yes, very sorry. I've just been...
But, yeah, okay. He's going to reward us later. Sure. He actually is going to reward us later, so that's fair enough. But, we are also going to be punished for letting him out, but we'll get to that quite a bit later in the game. I thought I could hear someone else running around then, but it seems it was just me. But where I want to go now is I want to go up this ladder. And then up this ladder, where there should be a fog gate. And this fog gate is the boss. Now there is Solaire, and you know what, for the hell of it, let's just demonstrate what this is with an NPC Phantom, and we will summon Knight Solaire in to fight this battle with us. Praise the sun. That's that gesture that he did then, that's called the Praise the Sun. But basically what I want to do before I go in here is I want to put this lightning on my weapon. I want to use the gold pine resin and make my weapon lightning, because these next enemies are particularly weak to lightning. And these enemies are the gargoyles that guard this tower. So this guy is going to come to life now and start attacking me. So here he comes. Here we are, the Bell Gargoyles. Now this guy, if you've got lightning on your weapon, it shouldn't be too difficult, because you should be able to do a fair bit of damage should you actually bloody hit the bastards, which I'm having some trouble with now. But if you hit his tail, you deal enough damage to his tail. As you see there, his tail will come off and you will get a nice axe. But once you get him to about half health, you want to finish him off quickly, because a second one will come down. Now he will start with half health, and he will already be missing his tail, so if you want to get the tail drop, you'll have to get it off the other guy. But you want to try and take out the other guy as quickly as possible once he's down to half health, because dealing with two of them can be very problematic, because they will start spitting fire as well once the other guy spawns. But there we go. Once you know what you're doing and you've got the lightning on your weapon, that becomes not too bad a boss fight. And we got a gargoyle helm for beating them. We also got a twin humanities, which is similar to a humanity in the way it works, only it gives you 2 humanities at a time instead of 1. So what that's useful for is that's useful for when you reach a bonfire and you want to kindle it. So you get the humanity that you need to reverse your hollowing, and then you automatically get the humanity used for kindling. It's not so useful anywhere else, because you end up having to use 2 when you want to use 1 in certain situations. But that is where twin humanities do come in useful, when you want to quickly build up, especially if you're grinding for items. Because if you're grinding for items, the ideal situation is that you have 10 humanity. So you'll probably want to use up your twin humanities then, because single humanities are much more useful for when you just want to become human so you can summon. Something else I didn't mention that I actually got in that fight was a sunlight medal. And what the sunlight medal is that you can, one of the covenants you can join in this game is the sun one. I can't remember the name of it now, but basically Solaire is a member of those, and what they do, their goal is to help other people through bosses. Now, you may have noticed that Solaire's summon sign was yellow, a bright yellow, rather than the white that other people's have been. Now, that is because he is a sun bro. And if you get through a boss fight with a sun bro, if you've summoned one in and you get through the boss fight, you'll get a sunlight medal. Or if you are a sun bro yourself and you get summoned in to help someone defeat a boss and you defeat the boss, you will get a sunlight medal then. And you use the sunlight medals to level up in that covenant and get your rewards. Now that I've explained that, let's ring this first bell of awakening. So there we go. One bell down, one to go. And the other is down in a place called Blight Town. Oh, we're gonna have to go to Blight Town, and that is not gonna be enjoyable, I guarantee. The quicker I can be done with Blight Town, the better. But once you've rang the bell, this guy will appear, Oswald of Kareem, and he will pardon us. You can also buy some stuff off him. And I'm actually going to buy a purging stone off him. Just in case, because that deals with if you get cursed, and basically we are going to be going to an area where we may get cursed. Hopefully we won't, because curse is pretty bad in this game, because not only do you instantly die when you get cursed, but also your health is limited to half your max HP until you break the curse. But basically, I just learnt a gesture off this guy. It is one of the best gestures in the game, and let's just get rid of this, and we will do this, and there we go. Well, what is it? But basically what this guy will do is he will allow you to request absolution. If you accidentally attack an NPC and they become hostile, you can come to this guy and you can pay him a fee, and that fee is 500 souls multiplied by your soul level. Now you can see my level there in the top left is currently 13, so if I wanted to request absolution right now, I would have to pay 6,500 souls. So, as you can imagine, it can be very, very pricey. So the best thing to do, the ultimate best thing to do, is not to go around hitting NPCs. But if you do it somehow on, by accident, I know I've done it by accident before. It is possible to completely fuck up and accidentally hit an NPC. You can come back there and you can get absolution from that dude. Now what we are going to do now is I am going to try and get, when I talked about how there was a weapon I wanted to get, let me just break this, use this Twin Humanities because I want to get some more humanity, because I want to increase my item discovery. That'll do for now, 173. It's not the max, I can get it up to 210 if I wanted, but I don't want to use all those humanities because I'm worried that I'm going to die. But yeah, I want to increase my humanity so that I can get a better item drop. But we talked to this guy, he'll talk about, he didn't expect us to ring the bell. Thanks for having faith, guy. You know what, I'm going to level up because I've got quite a few souls, and I've accidentally just left the bonfire again. I'm going to level up because I've got quite a few souls. I'm going to put a few more in endurance and a few more in vitality. I'm not going to put any more in strength just yet. I will need to put some more in strength and dex to use the weapon that I want to get, but I will come to that if I actually get the damn weapon, because it's still entirely possible that I won't even get this damn weapon. I think I've got 2 chances early game to be able to just parry and riposte this guy. Just make sure I keep practicing that, because it will be very useful later on to be able to parry and riposte. I didn't pick that item up next to that guy. I'm going to have to go and pick that up now. yeah, now that I've killed these guys, I'll go back down here and kill this guy. And I'll pick that item up. One hitting these guys now because they're pretty early on, pretty early level guys, and I've got my club plus my reinforced club +2. But basically, I just want to come back up here now because where I want to get to is just over here. Just kick that guy off the cliff. Yeah, where I want to get to is just around here, and this is probably the quickest way for me to get there. But I should be able to take these guys out without too much of an issue now that I can one-hit them. Unless that guy throws his firebomb at me, and I completely mess up taking him out. But anyway. Deal with this guy. Oh my god, you dodged, you dodged, you dodged, you bastards. I'll run past that guy, I'll deal with him now, but for now I just want to take this dude out because he's annoying me. In fact, can I just go and heal? Can I rest at this bonfire before the other guy gets over? Yeah, I can. So that'll reset his position so he won't be aggravated at me anymore. Aggressive, even, not aggravated. You won't be aggroed. But if I can avoid aggroing that guy, that'd be good. Actually, you know what? No. Yeah, no, no. I don't need to. Being a bit indecisive, because I'm trying to think of what the best situation is for me to take on this enemy that I'm going to have to take... Well, I don't have to take on. Completely optional, but I want to take him on because I want him to try... I want him to drop his weapon, so I can get his weapon. I really hope he drops his weapon, because it'd be bad if he didn't. But basically, I just want to kill all these guys, because I don't want anyone sneaking up on me. I want to be able to take this guy on his own. That was a bit weird, he usually doesn't like just sort of charge forward like that, he usually hangs back and chucks firebombs at me. I'm actually going to take these guys out, chucking the firebombs, because I didn't take them out before. But yeah, you can come up here, and this is where the guys who are chucking firebombs at you on the bridge are. So you can come up here and kill them, and then they won't chuck firebombs at you while you're on the bridge, at least until you use a bonfire and they respawn. Then I want to come up here, because there's going to be a guy with a crossbow, and I'd rather deal with him, because he'll become annoying otherwise. And I thought I'd one-hit him, but apparently not. Then down here, where there's 3 guys I'm going to have to take out, and then there's going to be a 4th guy a bit further around that I'm going to have to take out. I'm just going to make sure I don't lose my concentration, that I keep focused, because doing this is when you're most susceptible playing Dark Souls, when you're like, oh, I've beaten these enemies plenty of times, so I've just got to do that again, and then you make stupid mistakes and you die. But yeah, now I just want to take out this guy. Shouldn't be too hard. He's dead now. Okay, right. Now, the guy I want to kill is down here. There he is. He's a Black Knight. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run around until he notices me. There we go. And then I'm going to run back up here. Because I am going to fight him, but he's going to chase me, and I want to fight him on my terms in an area that I feel comfortable fighting him. Which is here, where it's a bit more open, and I can circle around him quite a bit easier. Because what my goal is here is to get him behind him and backstab him. Now you can parry this guy, and I probably would if I had a bit better armour and I felt a bit more confident about being able to take hits. But I don't at the moment. You know what, I might give it one try. Yeah, sure, let's give it one try at me trying to parry this guy. Yep, that went terribly, as I anticipated, but luckily I got the backstab on, so I should be able to heal up now. He's down to about below half health now, so 2 more backstabs. I got a bit lucky there because I attacked him at the wrong time. Wait for him to finish attacking first. Okay, this guy is starting to pull out all the stops now, but there we go. Got another backstab. And... oh, yes! Brilliant! I got the Black Knight swords. The playthrough is saved. Not really. I mean, I could have afforded to... oh my god, I got a Titanite chunk as well. I've only just fucking noticed that. I should go and buy a lottery ticket. I should go and buy a lottery ticket right now, because getting a Black Knight sword and a Titanite chunk on the same drop, I don't think that's particularly common. I've usually maybe got one or the other, and that's a maybe because you don't always get a drop off that guy. I suppose it helps that I upped my item discovery, but even still, that seems a bit fortunate to get both of them. I could be completely wrong, and I could be thinking of other enemies, and it could be quite... it could be that like the Titanite chunk is a guaranteed drop off that guy, but I don't think it is. I don't have a reason to go back there, I just want to go back to Firelink. So the quickest way would be to go back this way and take these guys out. Because these will have respawned now that I use the bonfire. One of the worst enemies in this game, I don't know if you've noticed, you might have noticed at some point, one of the worst enemies in this game is actually going to be the camera. Because it gets stuck on the environment quite often. And there are quite a few places where you have to walk along narrow ledges. Now this isn't, oh, you know, you can walk along this narrow ledge and you can find this secret item. It's you walk along this narrow ledge while enemies are attacking you to progress in the game. There is, in fact, one notorious part which you have to do to complete the game, which involves you walking along a narrow ledge while enemies attack you. And that should be fun when we get there. Hopefully I'll do it in one try, because if not, I could be there a while, because I will probably get progressively more and more frustrated at not being able to do it. So hopefully I'll manage it first time. But yeah, I'm going to come back here and I'm going to get my endurance up one more. No, actually I'm going to get vitality up one more. So there we go. I got the Black Knight sword, which is what I wanted to get, and if I look at that I can see that I need... it's got C for strength, which is apparently worse than my club, even though the club has also got C for strength, so I don't know what that's quite about. But yeah, C for strength, and it's got an E for dex as well, so I will get a little bit of extra bonus for dex, but I probably won't be levelling up my dex too much. But as you can see, that does 116, that does 220. That's unupgraded. Once I get that fully upgraded, that'll do 330, the Black Knight sword. And not just that, the most important thing I can say with this game is find a weapon. The majority of weapons will be able to take you through to the end of the game if you upgrade them fully. So it's less important to just be looking and thinking, what's the best weapon I can find here? What's the best weapon I can find here? The more important thing to do is find a weapon that does decent damage, upgrade the weapon, and not upgrade. Find a weapon that does decent damage and has a move set that you're comfortable with, because different weapons have different move sets. And main thing you want to do is you just want to find a weapon that you can use and you feel comfortable using. For me, that is the Black Knight sword. That is why I wanted this sword, because I have used this a lot and I feel really comfortable using it. And I will be happy once I get my strength to 20 and my dex to 18 so that I can actually use the damn thing. That might not be for a little while yet, because my strength is currently 15, sorry, and my dex is currently 13, which means I need to get another 10 levels at least, because that's if I just plunge my next 10 levels into strength and dex. And you know what I'm going to do? I am going to use some of those souls I've picked up and see if I can get some more levels. Because I know I said hang on to them, but if you use them when you're right next to a bonfire and then you end up using them leveling up, it doesn't really matter too much, because then you've used them and you've invested them. When I said don't use them, I mean don't use them as soon as you pick them up, because then you have a chance to lose them. As long as they're in your inventory and not on your you've not used them and they're not there in the bottom right, you keep them when you die. So it's better to use them when you're stood right next to a merchant that you want to buy something from, a blacksmith if you want to upgrade stuff, or when you're stood right next to a bonfire like I'm doing. Let's see. Let's get Firebomb on there. I'll get the Pine Resin, and I will get Homeward Bone. I've got 4,000. How much can I level up with that? Once. I'll do Strength then, but it might be a while before I'm using my weapon of choice. Now, this episode's gone on for a bit now, but I am going to do something now that could be very stupid, it could be very good, and that is I want a set of armour. Now, this set of armour is in an area that I probably shouldn't be going into yet, but since all I want to do is sprint through the area, grab the armour and sprint out, I might have a decent chance of doing it because I've done it before. But even still, since I've got not that many souls on me, and I'm going to have even less because I am going to try and upgrade my club a bit more with Andre, because I have to go past him to get where I want to go anyway. I'm just going to run past these guys, no need to bother dealing with them. I'm not going to have too many souls on me, so the only thing I'm going to lose is 4 humanity. Which isn't brilliant, but at this point in the game, I don't think I'm going to need to summon anyone for a little while. I should be able to take on the next few bosses without summons, so... Or at least the next couple. I'll be able to take on the next couple of bosses without summons, so I shouldn't need humanity for a while. So I'm going to take the chance. And if I die, I die. Where's my club? If I buy one more, I can reinforce it to +4, so I am going to actually do that. Where are we? Purchase item, even. Buy one more Titanite shard, reinforced weapon, club, and... Great, that's +4 now, and I've got 307 souls, so I'm not too bothered about losing that if I did lose it. Now this guy is a Titanite demon. He's pretty damn powerful, and he will fire lightning at you when you're stood far away from him. I'm not going to bother messing with him now. Well, there's my first proper death. If we negate the one that I deliberately died just to show off the death mechanics, there is my first proper death. I didn't want to bother with him. I wanted to just run past him. Unfortunately, evidently, I wasn't running fast enough, and as such, I got killed by him. So I'm going to take off all my armour so that I run significantly faster. And I'm not human anymore, so I don't have to worry about losing my humanity. I just have to, well, I don't have to worry about not being human anymore. I just have to worry about losing that 4 humanity I've got. And what helm do I even want? I want that, don't I? There we go. Right, I've got my armour back on. Okay, so this area is called Darkroot Garden, and this area I shouldn't be in for a while. But I'm going to come here because I can get some very nice armour from this area, and I should be able to get it even at this low level because I don't have to fight. Oh god, oh god. Yeah, be careful with that when you're fighting enemies if they fall off a ledge, because far too often I've had that happen where I've been fighting an enemy and he's fallen off a ledge, and then you've gone for that next attack and that just ends up with you following the guy over the ledge to your demise. Now these guys, these bush enemies, whatever they're called, they're not too bad, apart from one attack that they have where they will grab you and they will do huge amounts of damage to you, so I want to avoid that happening. But they will drop purple moss and blood red moss, and I think they will even drop blooming purple moss. And blood red moss stops bleeding, the purple moss stops poison, and the blooming purple moss stops toxic. Now the poison and toxic are going to be very useful in an area that I haven't got to yet, but I will get to, so I wouldn't mind getting a few extra purple mosses, but it doesn't look like I'm going to get any more because that's all the enemies I need to kill to get to where I want to get to. Because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take off all my armour again, because I'm just going to sprint for this armour that I want to get, and I want to be as mobile as possible. Now I could also remove my shield and swords, not sword, club, but I don't want to. I just want to have, I want to have the illusion that I have some defense should I fuck this up. But basically this fog gate is one of the other fog gates. It's one of the ones that actually doesn't lead to a new area. But where I want to run to is I want to just run to this, and that gives me the Elite Knight set. Now the Elite Knight set is, I particularly like it, and that's how you can get it pretty early on, by just running in there and grabbing it and then sprinting away. Now, yeah, they will follow you quite far, the bush guys, so I was just checking whether he was. Is he still following me? You know what, I might have to take this guy out. Yeah, none of the others are following me, because there was, there could have been a multitude of guys following me then. What's my equip load if I put all of this on? 32.8. Okay. How much does the club weigh? It weighs 4, so it's going to be 36.8. So I need 74 to be able to medium roll with the Elite Knight on. Well, for now, I'm not going to put the Elite Knight set on. For now, I'm just going to revel in the fact that I did actually get the Elite Knight set, which is good because, as I've reiterated, I like the Elite Knight set. And there we go. There's the Estus Flask thing again. That definitely was that time, because I noticed the Estus Flask going up. That is, as I said before, if someone kindles the bonfire in their world. Now, I don't know if it's the same bonfire, so I don't know if they've specifically kindled this one next to Andre, or whether they just have kindled a bonfire. I presume it's that they've kindled that specific one. I'm just going to concentrate a moment while I run past this guy. I assume it's that they have kindled that specific one, and that's why I get it. But yeah, it's nice when you just get a bonus Estus Flask from that. But as I was going to say anyway, that Elite Knight set, I may wear that. Well, I will start wearing it as soon as I get my endurance up a bit, so my carry weight's up a bit better. And I'm going to start upgrading it once I've got it on. And I may end up wearing that until the end of the game now, because fully upgraded, that's a great combination between lightweight and good defense. Or at least it is in my opinion. But we've gone a bit longer than I would usually go, but I think I'm going to end the episode here. And in the next episode, we are going to use the... where is it? The basement key that we picked up. And as that says there, that will open the door that leads to Lower Undeadburg. And that's where we're going to go. And hopefully, I should be able to reach the next boss. And hopefully, I'll beat him quite quickly. But that boss is particularly challenging, so watch out for that one. I'll see you next time.